So here is the basic pattern bodice. Then to get the opening at the center, you can do it in two ways. It's either you come in, this is a miniature pattern paper I'm using to do this illustration. So on your fabric, it's either you come in half inch, you come in half inch, then use your ruler to connect it to meet, depending on the depth you want it to be. So let's assume here is where I want mine to be. So I'm going to use my ruler to connect it to meet the depth I want it to be. So I'll connect it this way. Can you see? I'll connect it this way. And if I don't want to come in here by half an inch, all I'm going to do is to just cut out this neckline, then take in the depth of the opening I want for the blouse or for the gown. So just slash open to the depth of where I want the opening to be. Okay, so right now I'm going to cut this out. So I've gone ahead to cut this out, then I'll open it up this way. You can see how the V at the middle is looking. So now to get the collar, let's assume we've already cut out the back as well. So you first of all, okay, let me do the cutting for the back. So I've gone ahead to cut out the back. So here is for the back. Then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to merge these two together. I will use my office pin to pin it down. So after holding this down with my office pin, you can see it. Here is my office pin. Okay, so I turned it. Let's assume this is the front. So here is it. Here is the front with the opening. So now what next we're going to do is to take our measuring tape and measure round from the front to the back, then come to the front again. So this measurement is to know how many inches we are going to cut out for the collar. Okay, so I got 10.75. Here is 10.75. okay, 10.75. So now for my collar, the length of my collar is 10.75. So I'll bring in another fresh pattern paper to cut my collar. So I'll also be using this same paper to cut my collar because I don't have enough of this A4 paper. So like I said earlier, the length of my collar is 9.75, and 9.75 divided by 2, I'll be having 4.9. Here is it. So I'll be measuring what I got there. Mind you, when you're cutting this on your paper, the essence of us measuring this by 2, dividing this the figure we got by 2, is because you're going to fold your paper into 2. All right, so for the sake of this illustration, I'm not folding my paper into 2, but mind you, when you're doing yours on your pattern paper or on your material, make sure it's being folded into 2 this way, then before you put in your measurements. Okay, all right, so I got 4.9, and for the width, I'll be marking 2 inches for the width. Okay, so as I'm not folding my paper into 2, I marked the whole 9 points. I marked the whole 9.75 that I got for the collar, okay, that I got for the measurement of the collar, 9.75. I marked it all down. So now you see this line here is the middle point of the collar. So what next to be doing here, I'll be coming up here by half an inch, but on your pattern paper or on your material you mark 1 inch, but for the sake of the tutorial I'll be coming up by 0.75. Let me use 0.75. okay, all right. So after that I'll then use my cover part of the ruler to connect it to meet to the middle of the collar, okay. So I'll connect it this way. All right, so here this sharp edge here, I will come in half an inch this way and also come down half an inch this way. So I will connect it, make a curvy line this way, okay. So now what next we are going to do is to cut this out. So here is it after cutting it out. Then now we are going to notch the middle part of it. You know, by the time you'll be cutting this on your fabric, you'll be cutting 2 of this for the toning and maybe ironing paper stay to it to give it a little bit of firmness. So now we get our main fabric, also notch the middle part of it at the back. So now we bring it this way, front side facing front side, then use your pin to hold it. Okay, let me do that. So here is the outcome of it. Here is the collar. You can see, because for the sake of the paper, you can see how it is looking. And also for the back, here is it for the back, and for the front, I don't know how I'll set this paper. Okay, here is it, how it is looking. All right, okay, so that's all for it.